Marsabit-Badassa Road in Marsabit Central Sub-County. 11 other people were left with gunshot injuries. Speaking at Nyakemincha Secondary School in Nyamira County, Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i condemned the attacks, calling for an end to the perennial cattle rustling menace among pastoralist communities. The CS affirmed that the government has reinforced security as part of efforts to restore calm in the region.
Kuna shida kidogo ya usalama pande ile ya Samburu na Turkana. Tayari tumeongeza askari pande ile kwa sababu shida ya wizi wa mifugo imekuwa pande hiyo wakati wote, lakini sasa tunajaribu kuwazungumzia viongozi wa pande ile wafanye kazi yao pia, wafanye juhudi kuongea na wananchi, kuwaeleza that killing each other is not a solution. It doesn't help. If there are challenges of resources, we share them and work together.
He challenged leaders of conflicting communities to engage the residents in peace talks to avert further loss of life. For Easy Friday, I'm Safin Acheng Oma.
Now, the House Health Committee has summoned the newly instituted Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA board, on allegations of a looming sacking of over 900 employees. And the committee's chair, Sabina Chege, said KEMSA should not use mass sacking as a restructuring process. The committee asked affected employees to remain calm as they engage the authority's management on the matter.
Anxiety remains rife at the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA, after the management directed a section of employees to work from home in what the authority termed as part of the restructuring exercise. The affected employees terming the new development as a ploy by the newly instituted board to lay them off. On Friday, the National Assembly Committee for Health has denied any knowledge of a looming mass sack, calling for calm as they engage with the board on the matter.
We have not personally, as a committee, interacted with the board, but next week you're going to meet with them so that we can understand where they are coming from. So we might not interfere with what they are doing now, but once we have an understanding, we can be able only to offer an advice onto the way forward. But I would request the people who are working KEMSA to remain calm.
The committee's chair, Sabina Chege, claims the ongoing investigations of alleged fraudulent activities at the institution might be the basis of the recent development.
Our investigation initially, remember, was about COVID and how the utilization of COVID funds were done. So we never went into the details of the maybe the organ, the structure of KEMSA and the number of employees, whether they are meant to be 800 or 200. We never went into those details.
Speaking in Mombasa during a stakeholders meeting to discuss high cost of healthcare in Kenya, Chege at the same time urged the National Treasury to fast-track the disbursement of 6 billion shillings, monies meant to cater for the medical insurance policy through NHIF for over 5 million needy Kenyans.
We are looking towards UHC. And UHC, where we are saying that people who can't be able to afford at all can be able to go to a facility, walk in and walk out without paying a penny. And for those who can be able to afford, then they'll be able to complement or supplement what the others can't be able to pay.
Juni Karisa Mbele from Mombasa County for the Easy Friday.
Let's head to the courts now. Former Laikipia North Member of Parliament Matthew Lempurkel has been sentenced to a 1-year jail term for assaulting Laikipia North Member of Parliament Sarah Korere. In her verdict, Principal Magistrate Helen Okwani said evidence adduced in court proved that the former Laikipia North Member of Parliament assaulted MP Sarah Korere in the year 2016. The former Member of Parliament was not given the option of a fine.
The former Laikipia North Member of Parliament, Matthew Lempurkel, will now spend a whole year in prison after being found guilty of assaulting Laikipia Member of Parliament, Sarah Korere. On the 21st of November 2016 at Harambee House in Nairobi County, Lempurkel is believed to have assaulted Sarah Korere by slapping her on the left cheek and kicking her on the lower abdomen, thereby occasioning actual bodily harm. In her sentencing, Senior Principal Magistrate Helen Okwani found Lempurkel guilty of assaulting and sentenced him to 1 year with no alternative to a fine.
So we are going to appeal to that decision on Monday.
Meanwhile, in a judgment delivered by the Supreme Court, the extradition proceedings against former Cabinet Minister Chris Okemo and former Kenya Power CEO Samuel Gishuru will continue, with the DPP left to determine the next course of action. The two will now be extradited to Jersey Island to face theft and money laundering charges. The decision was made by Chief Justice Martha Koome, Justices Smokin Wanjela, Njoki Ndung'u and Mohammed Ibrahim, overruling a decision of the Court of Appeal and saying extradition proceedings are criminal in nature and that the authority lies with the DPP and not the Office of the Attorney General, with a dissenting opinion from Justice William Ouko. Finally, a former senior Kenya Ports Authority employee, Happy Chamamu, accused of defrauding a truck driver, Isaac Ali Maalim, over 15 million shillings under the pretext of selling him 60 acres of land within Dongokundu, Mombasa, has been released on a 500,000 cash bill by a Mombasa law court. This is after a failed attempt by prosecution for Hapicha not to be released on a bond as the case proceeds. The case will be mentioned on the 29th of November. For Easy Friday, I'm Serafina Robbie.
Meanwhile, President Uhuru Kenyatta has challenged the new Kenya Defence Force cohort to uphold the integrity and standards built by the Kenyan military over the years. Now, the head of state says that the investment in KDF has cemented its position in global peace efforts. President Kenyatta was speaking during the Kenya Defence Force's pass-out parade at the Moi Barracks, Eldoret.
For the second year running, the Kenya Defence Forces pass-out parade was closed to the public. This, however, did not dampen the mood of the often colourful event. President Uhuru Kenyatta urged the new servicemen and women to give their all to the country they have vowed to defend and protect.
Today, as you join the Kenya Defence Forces, remember that our military commands honor, respect, and admiration in our region and indeed across the globe. Our servicemen and women inspire confidence, patriotism, and pride in the hearts of our people.
The president said that investment in the KDF has earned Kenya's military a seat on the global security table.
As the Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, I take pride in the high standards that this organization holds in every arena, including the United Nations Security Council, that KDF is held in the very highest esteem. It is for that reason that whenever the world needs guardians to keep the peace in countries in turmoil, their eyes turn towards Kenya.
KDF is involved in various security missions on the continent, and the addition of the new cohort will be key in strengthening its ranks. The president has reiterated that security remains a collective responsibility. Despite the absence of families in this important occasion, the head of state has recognized the parents' support and contribution in nurturing Kenya's newest servicemen and women. Kamche Menza for Easy Friday at the Moi Barracks in Eldoret.
Well, you must have noticed or had a lot of fireworks. That was last night.
Yes.
I think a day before that. 2078 it is, the Diwali festival. What is it all about?
Right, so the significance of Diwali is basically the triumph of light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. For some people, it's also the beginning of a new year. As I said, today is the beginning of 2078, the Hindu New Year. And yeah, wishing you once again a very happy Diwali.
Yeah, they call it the Festival of Lights.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, a good one at that. And talking about that Diwali festival, the local Hindu community joined the world in celebrating the Diwali festival, marking the end of the year 2077, as I mentioned in their calendar.
Right. Now, this year's celebrations were obviously different because they brought together large congregations late in the night following the lifting of the curfew.
Now, families gathered in worship places to usher the new 2078 in style.
Take a look.
Last evening at the BAPA Swaminarayan Temple on Forest Road, the Hindu faithful gathered to mark the end of year 2077 in their calendar. Friends, family and colleagues gathered for prayers for the first time since the onset of both COVID-19 pandemic and Ministry of Health guidelines that did not allow a large number of congregants. A series of prayers is held for spiritual nourishment and well-being.
Today is also the day when the goddess of wealth and prosperity appeared from the ocean. And that's why to welcome her into our temple and into our homes, we have fireworks, we have beautiful designs near the door. And then up there in the main hall, we have the puja, that is a devotion, whereby people are worshipping books of accounts. So everyone brings in new books of accounts, their ledger books, to be worshipped, so that God graces upon them and there is prosperity in the business and there is good growth of the business when we open on the day after the new year.
Outside the temple, pomp, color and fireworks fill the air. From the little ones to the adults, everyone shares the excitement.
I was really looking forward to Diwali this year because we hadn't gotten to celebrate it for a long time, and it's a celebration where everyone comes together. You can see the air, there's so much happiness around, so I was really looking forward to it this year.
And we have missed celebrating this, meeting people and dressing up, of course. So Diwali this year it hits much more because now we know the significance and we understand the value even more.
And Friday, being the first day of the year 2078 in Hindu calendar, the faithful gather at the temple and make offerings to God as they begin another year. Over 1,500 different vegan offerings are made.
The monsoon is just concluded, so we have got fresh crops from the farms. So when we harvest those crops, we offer the first food items to God. So this is a time we offer various delicacies to God and then we accept it back as the sanctified food.
The faithful say they look forward to more festivals while at the same time observing the set protocols to avoid spreading the viral coronavirus.
With the beginning of a new year and the celebration of the Festival of Light to commemorate it, the community is now looking forward to a fresh start with hopes of good health, unity and prosperity for not just themselves but the global community as well. Yusufar reporting for Easy Friday from the BAPA Swaminarayan Temple, Nairobi.
Well, shun divisive politics. That's the clarion call by the Deputy President William Ruto. We're looking at that and other political stories and other stories that's been shaping up in not too long. We take a breather.
Absolutely, let's take a breather. But before that, remember you can always interact with us on social media. The hashtag is Easy Friday. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us if you celebrated Diwali.
Yep.
And tell us how your weekend has begun. At KBC Channel 1, at Shiksha Arora, at John_Kago_M. Get in touch and we will definitely say hello to you. For now, let's take that break.
Absolutely. In local language, those lights, so Diwali, they call it Baruti. Let's take a breather. We're back in a moment.
Kenya Defence Forces, KDF, announces the recruitment of General Service Officers, GSO Cadets, Specialist Officers, General Duty Recruits, Tradesmen and Women, and Constables scheduled for the month of November 2021. Listen to Radio Taifa during the entire month of November 2021 for details of the recruitment process. Then grab your local newspaper, The Daily Nation, 7th of November. The Star on the 5th of November, while The Standard will have those details 14th of November and 9th of November on MyGov inside this Standard newspaper. The People's Daily on the 8th of November and 12th of November. Remember, no one can influence the recruitment process because bribery and other acts of corruption are against the law. Report any suspicious activities or characters to the nearest police station or military camp or call hotline numbers 0726419709 or 01203000599. KDF recruitment is absolutely free to all.
To get Philippians 1/6 as your Skiza tune, dial star 811 star 965 hash.
And I'm certain that God, who began the good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Jesus Christ returns. Philippians chapter 1, verse 6.
To get Philippians 1/6 as your Skiza tune, dial star 811 star 965 hash. Star 811 star 965 hash.
Do you have any idea what we could do with that much wealth? You can make any note that you want. The brown one is my favorite.
I have lost a grand total of 28,400 and I'll be very happy if I can get it by next week.
At next week? How about later today? Next week is a long time from now. We might just get another excuse. Today, Farah.
Make.
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
Welcome back to Easy Friday. We're glad you're watching KBC Channel 1, where we're telling you what's happening in the country and beyond.
All right, now Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka's presidential bid got a major boost after women leaders from central and lower eastern counties endorsed him for the top seat.
Now, the women leaders who visited Kalonzo at his Yatta farm said they are advocating for a peaceful country and that Wiper leader fits their bill.
Now, the leaders pledged to be Kalonzo's ambassadors in the mountain region. Kalonzo, while welcoming the endorsement, said his 24-hour economy model, coupled with free data to the youth, will spur the country's economic development.
Debate ya juu ya Mlima Kenya inakwisha. Imeisha leo. Hata kusema kila mtu akitoka wapi ni kwenda Mlima Kenya. Wapi anapanda Mlima Kenya? Basi Mlima Kenya iko hapa leo Yatta. Serikali tutakayounda ya Oka, Wiper ikiwa mstari wa mbele, itahakikisha kwamba watoto wetu form 1 to form 4 wanasoma bila karo. Wapi shangwe na
Now, moving on, Deputy President William Ruto has called on Kenyans to shun divisive politics and vote out leaders keen on dividing them along the tribal lines.
All right, Ruto, who spoke in Bungoma County, urged Kenyans to be wary of leaders who use the tribal card to ascend to power.
Day 2
Tutua on a vote-hunting mission in the larger Mount Elgon, Bungoma County, so Deputy President William Ruto and his allies center their message on urging Kenyans to avoid being divided along the ethnic lines by selfish politicians.
Hakuna haja ya kuning'inia kwa chama ya kabila yako. Ana hali una pretend ya kwamba unataka kiti ya kitaifa. It is not possible. In fact, it is a contradiction for anybody running an ethnic party to pretend that they can run for a national position. I want to ask my colleagues, for the sake of Kenya, let all of us do what we must and ensure that we have national political formations that will bring Kenyans together so that we can compete on the basis of an agenda and a plan, not on the basis of ethnicity.
The DP, who sought to consolidate the region behind his UDA party, addressing residents at various stopovers in Bungoma County, claiming his bottom-up economic model will cure Kenya's ailing economy.
Hii siasa ya Kenya, my friends, tutabadilisha safari hii. Mtu kama anataka kupata uongozi Kenya, atoke ofisi, atoke Nairobi, akuje aulize hawa wananchi. Kwa sababu hawa wananchi ndio wataamua.
The leaders accompanying the DP claiming he's the best bet to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta in the upcoming elections.
Unasimama ukijua unaenda kushinda kura. Huwezi simama tu bure kutafuta pesa ama vitu zingine, hapana. Na hatutaki Your Excellency watu kukucha usiku usumbua wewe. Tunataka wanakucha mchana wananchi wakiwaona hawa.
Sisi watu wa Mount Elgon hatubahatishi. Wewe kura yetu tumekupatia.
Ile watu wanajaribu kupinga yale naibu wa rais anasema amefanya katika serikali. Nyinyi mnajua hii barabara si ati imejengwa juzi. Ilijengwa between 2013 na 2017. Ama sio hivyo? Kama ilijengwa wakati huo, nani ndiye alikuwa katika steering?
For Easy Friday, I'm Gladys Mungai.
Competition? Who said anything about competing with that? Tonight is my night. What is he doing here?
Do I get paid?
You are not the boy I raised.
You were taking advantage of me.
And whom do you think you believe you?
Na wana wengine kaja wana ghadhabu, kiwasalimia hata hawajibu.
Kizungu mingi, pombe na kizungu mingi, pombe na kizungu mingi, pombe na kizungu mingi, pombe na kizungu mingi.
All right, that was incredible. The energy, oh man, I really felt it.
Good evening. My name is Carol Jeng, and I hope that your Friday is easy
and chilled. Now let's take a look at the latest in the world of business, and we start off with some interesting news. And you could be required to pay a monthly salary to your unemployed spouse if a proposal by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics is adopted. The Bureau is undertaking a survey to quantify the domestic work done by unemployed spouse, with the aim of proposing a policy to compel those working to pay a salary to their partners. As Hibak Said narrates, findings from the report would be used to determine dues to be claimed by spouses during divorce.
It is believed that where only one spouse works, the unemployed is engaged in doing domestic chores without pay. This means, despite the two people involved in doing work, only one is salaried, a scenario that the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics is keen on correcting. This will be through a survey aimed at quantifying the work done by unemployed spouses, with the aim of having the spouse who draws a salary to formally share it every month.
When you're in a household and one of you is doing what we define as paid work, and all work is work, so that is also a wrong discourse, and you are earning money and somebody else is left at home, there is work that they do that enables you to participate in the labor economy. If it is in the household, when you wake up, your wife will make you tea, they will iron your clothes, and if you have children, probably she's left taking care of those children. Yeah, the income that you make is therefore not a personal income. It's actually a family income.
The Time Use survey plans to study one's daily tasks from morning to evening to measure one's work value in a domestic setting.
And our society needs to recognize the burden of care, that is unpaid care work, and domestic work that disproportionately affect women and girls. And part of the recognition begin with measuring the amount of time women and men, boys and girls are spending doing work that is not paid.
The cross-sectional survey will provide holistic data to improve on the compilation of the contribution of household production to the national accounts to inform macroeconomic policies and strategies.
Tukipata hizo takwimu, serikali ndio inatumia katika kufanya mipango yake. Kufanya nini? Kwa hiyo takwimu zinatumika katika kuja na mipango, kuja na sera, formulate policies. Sawa, ndio unaona Mr. Wambua alikuwa akizungumza mambo ya policies na kukagua miradi.
Findings from the survey will be used to settle domestic legal suits during separation. Supporters decried the continued dismissal of unpaid care and domestic work, including household chores and child rearing, noting that it undermines gender equality. Money earned by a spouse in a household where the other spouse does not necessarily work in the domestic sense will be considered the household income. This is what Groot Kenya is advocating for, especially with the release of the survey by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. Reporting for Easy Friday, my name is Hibak Said.
Well, thank you, Hibak, for that report. Now, Kenya Railways Corporation has taken over running of several functions of standard gauge railway in readiness for the full takeover of the facility. Kenya Railways says it is currently managing the ticketing, communication and signaling, fueling and security operations of SGR from the Chinese manager Afrister.
Kenya Railways is expected to assume the management of the standard gauge railway from the 1st of June 2022, according to the 2019 reviewed contract. The takeover was brought forward by 5 years from 2027 to 2022, when the China Roads and Bridge Corporation reviewed the contract with Kenya Railways in 2019.
The government is keen to have Kenya Railways take over full standard gauge railway operations by May 2022.
So far, Kenya Railways has taken over operations like ticketing, security, fueling, among other services. KRC Chair, Major General Retired Pastor Awita, says the corporation's hundreds of staff have so far been trained by Afrista on various operational aspects of SGR.
We are also in the process of rolling our continuous professional development programs for the rail sector. We are undeniably grateful for the government's focus and support in the modernization, expansion, and revival of the railway infrastructure and operations in our country.
The SGR line from Nairobi to Mombasa was constructed at a cost of 327 billion shillings through Chinese loan financing. Kenya Railways has further said the ongoing rehabilitation of the Nakuru to Kisumu line will be completed before the end of this year. Alan Oko, Easy Friday.
Now let's take a look at what's happening in Nairobi County, where the residents within the Nairobi Centre will from next month use a new digital payment platform to pay for various services. Now Kenya Revenue Authority Commissioner General Githin Mburu says with a new integrated revenue collection system, it would help the Nairobi County to net 19 billion shillings in revenue annually. You can find these stories and more on our website at kbc.co.ke. That's all we've had for you. My name is Carol Jenga. Have a good night.
What pneumonia is and what causes it?
Is an infection of the lungs, and this infection can present in different ways.
What are the possible complications for when a child is sick with pneumonia?
Yeah, when the mothers recognize the child has got increased rate of breathing, has got that lower chest wall indrawing, they should seek help immediately. If pneumonia is not treated, it kills within 72 hours.
It's one of the leading killer diseases.
Babies who have had exclusive breastfeeding, they're at less risk of developing pneumonia. In fact, the exclusive breastfeeding reduces pneumonia by 50%.
Let's take you through sports tonight. Wazito FC suffered their fourth defeat of the season after a 2-0 loss to KCB in a closely contested FKF Premier League match played today at Kasarani Stadium. Wazito are now winless in the last 5 Premier League outings.
The Bankers started the match on a high note and opened the scoring in the 5th minute through Derek Otanga. Minutes later, the visitors went close to making it 2-0 following a great run from Otanga, who spotted Mazembe into the box, but his effort went wide. Wazito responded quickly, but Vincent Oburu could not beat Gabriel Adinka. Otanga scored his brace in the 54th minute to hand KCB the victory. Wazito are now winless in the last 5 Premier League games.
Imekuwa game ngumu. Tumepata bao mapema, Wazito wakakam all out kujaribu ku equalize. Tumejaribu ku counter attack, hatukupata kutumia chances zetu, but hiyo ni mpira. At the end of the day, nafikiri vijana wamefanya kazi nzuri.
Always ni difficult kuchase game. Una take all the risk. Kwa hivyo na maana ukitake risk pia unataka kukaa na mpira, upress ukiwa na mpira kwa mguu, jaribu kutafuta nafasi mingi. Lakini pia wakati mwingi pia unapigwa counter but the mentality na mindset ya kujaribu kusukuma ipo, because pia nafasi tumepata mingi. Kwa hiyo wakati kama ningekuwa na washambulizi kabisa wale walikuwa nitumia hii mechi, nafikiria tungepata taba moja.
Daniel Mwendwa, Sports.
Now, veteran Baldev Chaga, winner of the first mini rally in 2018, leads a strong field in the mini classic rally at the end of a first day that saw the competitors start in Nairobi and finish in the shadows of Mount Kilimanjaro. His Porsche 911 leads Geoff Bell's Datsun 240Z and legend Ian Duncan's Rover V8.
The day started in searing heat, but ended in heavy storms, breathing lives into the scorched earth, but giving entrants differing challenges at each end of the day. Classic competitors Ben Hood Hams in a Ford Capri and Bold Semi in a Ford Escort MK2 were both victims of the rain-affected grounds, getting stuck in Stage 5. Pierce Dakin was forced to retire his Datsun 280V with electrical problems, whisked in 4th place, and Asad Anwar's Toyota Levin suffered mechanical issues. In the rally raid, Mike Ross lead on day 1 pushed hard again, but blew his engine on Stage 5, while Alasdair Keith had to retire his Land Rover 110 with persistent mechanical issues. Mark Glenn will take on lead over 7 minutes into the final day, ahead of Rossfield, both driving CRTs. Baldev Chaga topped the East African Safari Classic Rally leaderboard in Stage 4 and 5 and stays top of the pile going into the final day, despite flying off the track in Stage 6. He and Duncan leapfrogged Geoff Bell into the 2nd place, overall with another strong push in the Rover V8, and is just 3 minutes off top spot despite getting stuck in fish for 2 minutes. Daniel Mwendwa, Sports.
All right, now former Harambee Starlets player Samantha Akinyi has begun her coaching journey after being duly certified after attending a CAF D coaching course in Babadogo. Now, born in Babadogo, her football career began at Maisa, where she played for Raraka Zone Babadogo United Ladies. Akinyi later joined FKF Women Premier League side, Makolanders FC. Now, in 2012, she earned her call-up to the Kenya Women National Team Harambee Starlets. Now, 46 other coaches were also duly certified after attending the 10-day coaching course that was in Babadogo.
We are trying to encourage every former footballer to come on board. I mean, we have so many clubs in the country, more than 10,000. So with that, they'll be able to get an opportunity to be able to express their experience and also learn to be coaches.
You may learn there's a very big difference between a coach and a player. So I think itanisaidia sana because I'm still playing. Itanisaidia kuweza ku understand theories za coach na venye mimi mwenyewe nafaa kucheza.
Now, Egyptian side Wadi Degla proved a point in the opening match of the CAF Women's Championships after a comfortable 3-1 win over Malian side AS Manda. Now, Noha Mamdou gave the Egyptians an early lead in the 2nd minute from the spot before Fatoumata Doucouré added a 2nd minutes later. Our Traore pulled one for AS Monday, forcing a 2-1 halftime lead. Now, in the 2nd half, Jasmine Teresa added a 3rd for the Egyptians as they took charge of the game. Tomorrow, Kenyans Vihiga Queens takes on South Africans Mamelodi Sundowns with the game beamed live right here on KBC Channel 1. The 2021 tournament has kicked off and will end on the 19th of November. A total of 8 teams will compete in the group stage to decide those that play in the last 4 in the knockout stage.
Would you believe it? Great header, 3-1. Well, they scored at the start of the first half, and they've only gone and done it again here.
All right. We'll carry on.
All right, of course. And before we leave, just, saying hello to you if you are watching. We've got a few messages on Facebook. One that says, watching, happy Diwali to our brothers from Arteta Mwenyewe. Another one from Kericho, that's from Tunui Ali, who says, watching from Kericho. Priscilla Kerubo says, watching live from Kisii County with my lovely son, Brian, and my husband, Duke. We love you. That's very sweet.
All
we
right.
love you too. Another one that comes in from Winnie, who says, always following from Kamukuya. Kamukuywa. Does it right?
Kamukuywa, I think.
Yeah,
you're
from
right.
Bungoma County.
Yeah.
We see you, we appreciate you. And lastly, Omar Kihindi, who says, I'm tuned in from Mombasa, wishing you a happy Diwali.
All right, Devi says, Kwani ni kesho. Very nice. Well, thank you for that, Devi. There are a lot of you, Agnes and Teresa, there are a lot of you who have been sharing your feedback Thank you so much indeed for watching Easy Friday. This is the first part of the bulletin. That's it. Time to let Shiksha take it away. Absolutely.
Yes,
to the spotlight, yeah?
Indeed.
And
So
it's a dancing session tonight.
So I need to also change my dress.
Yeah, oh, okay.
So I'll be back with another dress because I need to get comfortable, need to dance. I've got two incredible dancers coming on board, Ajib Gadoni and the Dance General. Ajib Gadoni just recently won the Dance Influencer of the Year. And after that, we've also got Dance General, who's choreographed for names like Nameless, Wahoo. He was part of Otile Brown's videos as well as the main choreographer. So that's coming up, and we'll talk about all things dance. So make sure you don't go too far.
Yeah, Spotlight is up next. A dance one is that. Thank you for watching. Good night.